So tonight I feel like working with someone like I do in my sessions to show you what I do. I do different things in my sessions. I sometimes do sitting with people and like a meditation, like I talk them through sensation and through what's actually happening rather than what they imagine's happening, which is wholeness. And then the other thing that I do in sessions, which is what I want to do today, is I explore a dynamic with someone. So if you want to call in, don't call, just send a message saying you want to explore a dynamic. So you obviously have to have a dynamic before you call. You can't call and then hope that one comes. So when I say a dynamic, what I mean is there's something that the mind is getting stuck on and it's present now. It's like a difficulty. It could be that you feel insecure at your work, that you want to leave your job, or you can't make decisions. Could be anything. But you have to have a headset with a microphone, and you have to have good internet, and you have to speak good enough English so we can communicate. And if you don't speak good enough English, you could say, and maybe there'll be somebody that could translate for you. So it can be very basic English, but enough so we can communicate. Sometimes it's been a struggle for some people, not very often though. So you need a headset, and when I mean a headset, I mean like headphones with a microphone, so that can be your Apple ones or your phone ones, and you need to have used Skype before and know that the audio and the video is working. And when we work together, we'll be working through Skype, so you have to turn the volume of live stream off. Don't worry if you get all in a muddle, I'll help you when you call. And you've got to be prepared to be vulnerable, because this is recorded. So and there's other people watching, so you've got to be prepared to do that as well. What you can do is you can change your name if you want. So you can go in and tap your name on Skype, and it will bring up your information, and then you can change your name if you don't want me to know or read out your name. So you just tap on Skype. So it's a lot of information, and so if you'd like to work on something, then just send me a message.
Good. Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what dynamic is it that you'd like to work with?
Well, I think it's quite general, but I see it manifesting in different areas of my life. It's like I want to open to love, but the mind doesn't want to let go. And I could give you more examples when it happens, like in romantic relationships where I really want to open up and love the person, but if they disagree with me, I close. I really want to open up to what is, and I see the mind doesn't want to let go. It just keeps me locked in fear.
Yeah.
And I have the impression lately that no matter what I do, and I see this dynamic. It's like it's a point. It's between love and between fear. It's somewhere it doesn't want to let go.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's like it's a permanent contraction.
Yeah.
I try to sit with it in meditation. Yesterday it was for the whole day, and I was in the I am for a while in love, but I could feel those energies inside that they were there. I couldn't let them go.
Yeah.
Then I tried to stay open and just with nothing, and I started to feel those energies starting to come up, but
yeah.
they were stopping somewhere. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. It's like
yeah.
Sometimes it happens like when desire falls, I open up, and then I close very soon.
Yeah.
And it's painful. It's like I lose love. It's extremely painful.
Yeah.
And then I start, those energies come that seek for love and pleasure and stuff like that. I see them, I stop like buying stuff or I don't know, drinking something, but the pain is there. It remains. It's like, I don't know.
So what do you feel in your body right now?
Well, no, I like talking to you, so I opened up. I'm very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
But there is this contraction in, I don't know, in the belly, in the first chakra area. There, it's contracted.
What do you mean by the
So,
first chakra? Chakra, whereabouts do you mean that?
like below the belly,
Oh, below the
somewhere.
belly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like where the energy goes into the body. It
Yeah.
like it wants to filter it. It doesn't let it be the way it is.
Yeah.
It needs it to be in a certain way, in the way, I don't know, probably the way I'm programmed for it to be.
Yeah. So just.
For example, today, I was with friends and it started pretty good as a connection, but when we started to discuss our plans on the areas where our minds wouldn't fit, I started to notice I was contracting, they were contracting, so I saw that where the love was broken.
Yeah.
The mind, the part that the mind doesn't want to let it just be the way it is, let the other be the way they are, let myself be the way, it's just fear,
Yeah.
contraction.
Yeah. So now go into that feeling. So just shut your eyes and put your attention in that feeling.
Yes. And it's like, I want to be right. That's what the feeling says. It's just like, wow, I want it. I want to prove that I'm right, something like that.
Yeah.
And that is trembling. There's trembling in my feet.
So what happens if you're wrong? What happens if you can't prove that you're right and that you're seen as wrong?
I feel unsafe.
Yeah.
I feel unwanted. I feel I'm going to get rejected.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, just in a way, because I know a lot of things, usually my mind finds a way to convince the other that I have something to give them. So I usually don't go over that step. I always find something to give the other.
Yeah.
So I don't have to be in that position where I'm useless, for example.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to let go. The mind is very resourceful and finding something all the time.
Yeah.
Being good enough for them.
But that's brilliant that you've seen this.
I see it, but it's also very annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to see everything like that. So why do you find it very annoying? What's so annoying about it?
It comes with pride, and it's not love.
It's not what? Sorry.
It's not love. I don't feel it as love. I feel it cold. I feel it mental. I don't know. It makes me sad in a way, because even though I convince the other, probably, that I'm giving them something good, it's like I feel sad afterwards. I feel like it's not necessarily natural. It's fake.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like.
So where do you feel that feeling that it's fake?
Well, I feel sadness in my heart.
Yeah.
And I feel it's exhausting.
And what's so wrong with being fake?
Well, it's like I'm trying to sell an image that is not necessarily true, because sometimes probably I want to be the one who's broken, who suffers, and
Who wants to be the one that's what?
Who cannot be perfect, who can cry, who can suffer, and that's something that I don't allow myself to be. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's like sometimes, in order for the other to love me or to like me and put this role of knowing something or giving something for them, I don't allow myself to have those moments when I suffer.
Yeah.
When I'm vulnerable.
Yeah.
When I don't know what to do with my life.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't have money or stuff like that. So I find myself in situations when I'm with somebody that's complaining about money and they have more money than I do, and then I feel, something wrong with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I go with a story, I give them solutions to solve their problem, and I'm inside. It's funny, it's very funny.
So when
I just want to break down and cry.
Yeah, let's just go back to the feeling of fake, just because you're bringing in a lot of things, and so sometimes when the mind brings in a lot of things, it's often to avoid the one thing we're talking about. So go back to the feeling of being fake.
Well, now it comes with envy, for example. I felt some envy coming from there. For example, probably it comes up with you now because I imagine that you have a state of mind or a state of heart that I desire.
Yeah.
So envy comes up and I want to hide it. It's there.
Yeah.
Just like,
so just allow that envy to be there. And what is so wrong with feeling envious? So if you imagine a little child, like 2 or 3 years old, when it feels envious, it just expresses it. So why are you so bad for feeling that feeling?
I think I'm afraid I can do something that can hurt the other. I don't know exactly.
Okay.
It's a mental stop, I think. It's can say it's like morals. That I feel that if I'm envious of somebody, it's like I'm doing them wrong somehow.
Okay. So being envious isn't so much the problem, it's more the feeling that you're doing something wrong.
Yes, that I'm bad for it.
So let's move to that feeling. So where do you feel that in your body? I've done something wrong.
It's in the same place. It's below my belly.
Yeah.
It's something that I just like.
Yeah.
It's very contracted.
Yeah. So just stay with that feeling of I've done something wrong. And is that actually true, do you think?
I still don't believe that it is something wrong.
Sorry?
There is a belief that it's wrong. I see it.
Yeah.
I would like to say that it's not there.
Yeah, so just allow that feeling that you've done something wrong to come into presence and totally surrender to it, let it be there. Do you find when you have that feeling, you respond in a certain way to people or to things?
Yes. That's where I get fake, because I close myself. I don't want to express them to them, and I give them the other side.
Yeah.
I give them a side where I'm in control and I can help them. Well, all I want to say is that I hate you for that, or I'm envious for that.
Yeah.
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 It's like I feel the feeling coming up to my throat, and that's where it stops.
Yeah.
Like I can't put it on the other, because in a way I know that it's not there. That's the funny part of it. When you have times when you know it's not true, then comes a time when you believe it's true.
Yeah.
You get stuck somewhere in between. Like it can't say something that you know it's fake, but the energy is there.
I think often we don't want to express something to people because we fear it's true. So there's like a strong attachment to that feeling.
What would happen if it would be true? What would happen if, for example, I could never see myself as love, in this case, like we're speaking now? Like I could never, ever in this life see myself as love.
Yeah.
And if I could see that as being true, what would happen? That's the fear. That's the fear here.
Sorry, the fear is that you might see yourself as love.
Like in this life, until I die, I could never reach the state where I can see myself as love, as being love.
But does that actually matter in this moment, that thought?
No, right now I just want the contraction to go away.
but that thought is coming up. So that thought comes up, but does it actually matter, the future? If you do or don't see yourself as love, like how does that make you feel if I say that it doesn't matter tomorrow or the next day or next week?
Angry.
And where do you feel that anger?
In my head. Like I want to say something to contradict you. Like it's like you're telling me that I'm dead, or like you're taking away my life purpose or something very important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just feel that, and all that needs to happen is a recognition of what's happening in you. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to agree with me or disagree with me. It's just a recognition.
It's like I feel weak if I don't receive a validation.
Yeah.
It makes me feel very weak.
Yeah.
Worthless in a way.
Yeah. And where do you feel that worthlessness in the body?
Well, the contraction now, it's almost inside my body, on the whole axis, the whole central axis, like an energy.
Yeah.
There. Just wants to break free.
Yeah.
The impulse, for example, in life, it would be to just go into a different country and take a job and or go someplace where nobody knows me. Nobody can, I don't know, see me as being imperfect, unfulfilled, unrealized, in a way. It's like an escape. Just.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is all you need to do, is just recognize these things and see that your body, your brain and your body have certain responses, and that you believe that these responses will bring you freedom. So a part of you believes that one day you're going to get to this love, and that you've got to get to this love. And this is a neural pathway that's set up in your brain, which is firing thoughts saying, I've got to get to love. And you believe it's true. And you believe that you're wrong or guilty for not getting there. And the freedom is seeing beyond that. That there is a presence where that thought arises and disappears in. And that thought and that feeling isn't the freedom. The freedom is beyond that. When we're addicted to the thoughts and feelings, then we're always trying to find relief for them in that world, in the neural pathways. And more than likely, before you got onto the enlightenment path, there was something else that you believed you had to do in order to be worthy.
Yes, it was there.
Is this a pattern?
It was in the job. Yes.
Yeah.
It was in relationship. It was everywhere. The same thing. Yeah.
So it's just seeing that for what it is. The feelings now that present themselves to you are true. Like they're what's appealing. But what they're saying isn't true. So the feelings that you need to get to love for you are presenting themselves as a true feeling. But what they mean isn't true. It doesn't mean that you need to do that. The love is right here. So now I want you to think of something that you did do right, that you got right. So something in your life, something that you did really well.
Yes.
Can you think and express it? Do you think of it?
Yes, actually, yes.
So
if I think about yesterday, when there was time when I just opened up, and in a conversation I didn't try to say something, I just allowed the persons to express themselves, and I opened up and I could just see the happiness in them when they were just being seen, they were being loved.
Yeah, yeah. So just go to that feeling of this beautiful act that you did for your friend, of just seeing them. How does that make you feel?
It's like I did nothing. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm doing more by not doing it. And
yeah, yeah.
it's like all I want is not to want.
All you want.
All I want is not to want, not to do. Just
yeah.
not to be, not to try, not.
Yeah. So just feel all of that. So now you've gone back.
It's a lot of joy. It's a cry of joy. It's a lot of joy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just go back to that and remembering that. Just let it be present. There's nothing that you need to do to get home. Home is here. And everything you've ever done is absolute perfection.
It comes something. It's like something that comes over it. It's like hate. Like it's a thought. It's a feeling that comes there that like it doesn't want let me enjoy this. It's like it's another me inside that I know is not. It's a dynamic that makes me hate myself in that moment when I'm joyful. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt the feeling, the thought in my head. Like it wanted to do something to ruin this state for me.
Yeah. So just recognize that.
Like it's telling me it's not true.
Yeah. So just see that. Just see that. So there's a part of you that wants to sabotage that.
Yes, exactly. It reminds me, for example, when if I see my mom towards put outside, and I see that it's the same voice.
Yeah.
It's not mine, but it comes, and I somehow believe it. It's like somehow I don't know, my brain associated with believing my mom or something like that. Like probably if I let it go, I don't know. I have to let go of believing my mom is right.
Just go to that feeling.
It's like I feel separate from her if I do that.
Yeah. So just go to that feeling. And just allow it to be there.
It's a lot of fear.
Yeah. So why do you want to hurt yourself with that thought or your mum with those thoughts? Why does it want to stop that?
It doesn't want to hurt my mom. It wants to be there with her in that suffering. wants to love her. It's like I don't want to abandon her, but leave her in suffering.
You don't want to what, sorry?
To abandon her,
Yeah.
leave her in suffering, leave her in pain. I feel like if I would be happy, I would abandon her in pain.
Okay.
I see it's not true because I see that when I'm happy, she's happy with me.
Yeah.
I feel I'm bad if I do that. I feel I'm guilty.
Yeah.
It's like this morning, I'm probably going to skip, but probably there is a connection. I woke up with this image, with this identity of a child, of a 10-year-old child. I saw myself that something inside me remained with the identity of the child that was 10 years old when the father died. And that's the dynamic that's happening. The situation that my mom was in, the pain that she was in there, the suffering that I got, that I didn't get support, and the idea that I'm supposed to help the parent instead of being the one supported.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's an identity that I just, for a lot of years, I tried to run in all parts to escape from, but I found it everywhere I went. It was there.
Yeah.
I attracted people with similar dynamics like my mom, and I always felt guilty for their pain and always tried to fix them. And I couldn't, because at one time I just left them, I abandoned them, I ran away from them. And then I felt guilty for doing that and came back, and it was back and forth. And just like something inside didn't realize that leaving them with their pain might be better than trying to be there and tell them that, yes, you're right, your pain is true. Like I felt that I was betraying them. I told them, no, you're not right. Your pain is not true. What happened to you was 10 years ago. It's not real. I can't support you in this hatred. It's like it turned against me, made me want to hate myself, to be in that hate with them.
You want to what, sorry?
Made me hate myself, to be in that hate with them. It's like I feel that their hate, their pain, it's in a way their self-hatred, that I was copying in a way to be there with them in that self-hatred.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining it well, because
the problem is slightly is that it's a little hard for me to hear the audio, so
yes.
I can't always pick up on what you're saying.
Yes.
But at the same time, I want to let you speak, so it's sort of. So just put your attention into the body, to all that sensation and all that emotion, and all the thoughts.
I feel my legs are very, very light. I feel there's a lot of energy going through my legs. And in the same time, there is the feeling that I'm not safe on my feet. That I'm missing a support that was there. I don't have a courage to step on it. I don't know if I explain it right. Like my feet are very light, but also a bit not mine.
Yeah. So just try to stay with the sensations in the body. So your mind is jumping around a lot of subjects.
Yes, yes.
So just try to stay with the sensations in the body.
Yes, I feel now that the mind saw that it can let go of the idea that it needs support from the parents, from mom, or from a missing father, but in the same time it doesn't want to let go of that feeling, so it's somewhere in between.
Yeah.
It wants to let go, but it feels like it kind of doesn't want to give it up completely. What would it be if it wouldn't have support? It's a doubt. It's a self-doubt.
Yeah. So just go back into the sensations in the body and see your mind thinking about all these things.
It's the sensation, it's the same contraction below the belly.
Yeah. So just
So
put
the
your,
energy gets light, very light,
yeah.
and then the contraction appears.
So just put
Now
your
it's
attention,
lighter.
yeah, put your attention there. Just keep taking your attention back to that point.
When I put my attention there in the contraction, I start to have the thoughts that I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough,
That's okay, so just let
I
them come
cannot
up.
do it.
That's okay, just let those thoughts come. They're just coming out, they're just releasing. You're doing everything right. You're not doing anything wrong. Just let it come. Just put your attention back there. So the thoughts come up, this and that, and this and that. And there is a stillness in all of it, in the very instant.
it's like they get stuck in my head. They come to release themselves through my throat. They get stuck in my head, like the mind is trying to do something with that. Like the mind is trying to release. Like there is a mechanism that believes it can let go of energy, the feelings in the body.
Yeah.
And it messes up the stuff. It does the opposite.
But it might be that this is absolutely perfect. That this right now is exactly what you have to feel.
And this feeling of it's okay inside. It's alright.
Suffering is the attachment to the person that's always trying to fix something. The person is always based around fixing, because our language is based around fixing. Our language was invented in order to fix environment and to survive better. So when we became identified with language, we became something we needed to fix. And it's not true. Everything's happening exactly as it should happen.
It's funny now. I had the thought that I don't want this to end, this openness. And yeah, I see the mind is putting it on our conversation and our connection now.
Yeah. It's amazing the way the mind works.
Yeah.
And then beyond all of that, it's total mystery.
It's a lot of joy.
Nice. Maybe it's actually a good time to end it now.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So okay guys, thanks, and thanks to the 2 callers that were so brave and exposing themselves. That's really beautiful. And the next stream is at Wednesday at 6 p.m. So thanks guys, lots of love. Bye.